Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to go through some pay dirt I've had. I've had this stuff sitting on my bench for damn near a year now. I bought it last year for our family outing for a week's vacation, just to go through with the kids and the grandkids. Thought it'd be something cool to do one evening. We just never had the time to do it, so it's been sitting on my bench ever since. So I did open one up last week. We built ourselves a miller's table and I used it to give it a test, and it worked awesome. And it's a small little bag of pay dirt by Lynch Mining. It's called the original pay dirt. It was a $16 bag, I believe. I bought 8 of them, and the one I did go through already had 0.24 grams. I don't believe, from what I remember, that they claimed that how much gold was in it or anything like that, but I just thought it was a small, fairly inexpensive thing just to do with the family and get the kids involved. So we're gonna go through the rest of the 7 and let's see if we can get a smile in the pan. So it ought to be interesting. All right, here's the tools we're gonna use today. We are gonna use our cleanup sluice. We are gonna use a pan. We are gonna use our kitchen strainer, a spoon, a little brush, 7 bags of pay dirt, a miller's table. Strain it out. The bag I did open was extremely dry, and it was a weird kind of soil, a little definitely different from here anyway. So I'm gonna go through, first thing first is, I think I'm gonna go through the whole thing. We're gonna dump it all out. So I'm gonna get it into 2 piles. I'll classify this pretty good dry, get the fines out and the bigs separated. Be right back. All right, we got it all classified out. We got a tub, a pretty big tub of bigs here, and there's nothing very big in it. It's pretty small, granular. It's a weird, just a different soil than we have around here. So that's kind of cool. And then this is a big pan full of real fine. There was a couple bags that were damper than others, but it's not wet at all. Nothing clumps. So it's just different. So that's awesome. Can't wait to try this. So we hit it with a magnet. And the bigs, it's got a little bit of magnetic in it, and the smalls has quite a bit more. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through this with the magnet, break it down a little bit more. So let's have it. We're still getting like iron material, but it's getting less and less. So what we're gonna do is go through this a couple more times, and then we're going to go through this and put it in another pan and clear that out, and then again and again, just to get any non-iron separated from there. So we just pretty much get the iron. But that's what we're looking at. There's our magnetics, got a decent amount. We'll pull that back just to make sure we don't get no gold in there. And there's our bowl of fines and our container of the bigs. Can't wait to see what we got. So we're gonna wet this material down, get our sluice set up and running, and we're gonna start running some material. And it is extremely dirty. It looks like chocolate milk. So I'm gonna shake that down a little bit and rinse this once or twice, and then we're gonna start running some material. All right, it's still a little bit dirty, but we're gonna go ahead and start running this. Let me run a little bit till we start seeing some color, and I'll bring you back. Okay, didn't take long. We got color in that trough. There's a little bit hanging. I didn't see any this far down. So anyways, we got some color, and the party just began. A little over halfway. There's a ton of gold in there. I don't know if you can see inside that big trough. You can't because of the current, but it's just like a tumbler. I can see some big flakes just tumbling. Okay, just got through the smalls. There's quite a bit of gold in there. More than I've ever had in there, so let's shut her down and take a look. Okay, there's quite a bit. Bunch up in that trough. Couple little pieces there. Piece there. We got our cons from our concentrate sluice, and we're gonna just set them aside. I'm gonna see how our concentrate sluice will react with this. This is still pretty fine. It's bigger than a kitchen strainer, but there's nothing huge in it. I'm gonna throw a few teaspoons in there and see what she looks like. All right, before we get started, I'm gonna pull the tailings from that first run with the fines. So just so we can keep it separate, and I'm gonna run that again just to see how well our sluice is doing. So give me a minute. I don't know, we're gonna run a little bit, see what happens. It's a nice flake. And we ran a little bit, maybe 6 or 7, 8, 10 teaspoons. And we have some nice gold in there. I can't tell if any's blowing through or not. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna stop right here, and we're gonna pan our tailings to see how this bigger material is running in this. So it should be bigger gold in it, but let's take a look. All right, good news. Not one piece in it. So we'll dump that back in the tailings. Awesome. We're gonna resume. Okay, getting close to the bottom. It's starting to get stacked in there a little bit. Interesting. All right, we just ran the bigs. The water's pretty milky, but I'm pretty sure I see a piece or two of gold in it. How fun is that? So let's let me kill the power of this thing. Yeah, a couple big pieces too. That's pretty cool. And this sluice, cleanup sluice, does a heck of a job. I'll tell you that. Look at that troughed. I just put both clean outs in that, and the only thing we haven't went through yet is that magnetic mess. So let's do that real quick. I'm just gonna pan that out because I guarantee you that's all gonna stay inside that sluice. Not one piece. Good to know, but we separated that thing quite a few times, so we did a good job on cleaning magnetics out. So concentrate. So we're going to use a Miller table. It's a new toy for us. We did a build on that video ago. If you haven't seen it, check it out if you want to make one yourself. So just another test for it, and like I said, another toy to play with. So let's get started. You can see the bigger granulars from that run of bigs. So I don't know how well that's going to work, but that's pretty much clearing out pretty good. I slowed it down just so I can just see what's going on, and we're going to shovel her down. She's working out really good. We're nearing the end. And we got some nice gold. It ranged from minute flour to some chunkiers. We actually got some gold with some actual pieces of gold. Look at that, that's pretty cool. Definitely have to replace this and do it again with the grandkids. All right, we got her all cleaned up. There's our pile of gold. Cleaned up pretty well. That's awesome. And we'll just snuffer this all up. We will dry it out. Whoa. Hard to do one hand and do it through the camera, but we're gonna dry it out and weigh it up. So how awesome is that? Zeroed out. Well, it was a really fun evening. I would like to research a little bit and try to get some decent pay with some chunkier chunks. All right, let me show you what we got. We got 1.34 out of 7 bags of Lynch original pay dirt. It was like a $16 bag. And so not too bad. And I got 0.24 grams. I had 8 bags. Out of one of the bags I got 0.24 grams. So that's just over 1.5 grams for 8 little bags. Not too bad. That was pretty fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Till the next venture, we'll see you guys around.